Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy, the Paradox Nerd here, back again with another Hot Toys review. And today I'll be reviewing the Hot Toys MMS 447 Aquaman from the Justice League movie. But before I begin my review, I just want to give a couple shout outs. First to the best Hot Toys podcast on the planet, 6 Scale Scavengers. If you guys are looking for a fun-filled, informative Hot Toys podcast, please check them out. And another quick shout out to one of my favorite new podcasts, Nerd Theory Podcast. If you guys are looking to laugh your butt off, please check them out. They talk about everything from figures, movies, and everything pop culture related. I'll put all their links down in the description below. Alright guys, without further ado, let's begin this review right now. Alright, so let's start this review by checking out the accessories first. As you can see, he doesn't come with much, but let's take a closer look at the mother box here first. You can see pretty good sculpt. I really love the level of detail on this box. And it's pretty heavy too. You also get his trident. Unfortunately, it is made out of plastic. So it is pretty light and pretty flimsy if you ask me. But you can see the paintwork is pretty on point. You get a pair of gripping hands, a pair of fisted hands. And finally, here is the figure base stand with the Justice League logo here in the front. And in the bottom here, you have the Aquaman nameplate. So this base stand is basically trying to replicate the ramp that's in the back of the jet. And the previous Hot Toys Justice League releases had the similar base. So you could actually put them together and kind of basically replicate that scene where they were all coming out of the back of the jet and standing on top of the platform. And that would be pretty cool if you have all of them lined up. The only one that's missing is basically Cyborg. Alright guys, so let's check out the head sculpt of Jason Momoa. And as you can see, Hot Toys did a pretty good job with the head sculpt. You know, I think they definitely captured the likeness of Jason Momoa at certain angles. And in just a second, I'm going to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. Now, from this angle, as you can see, it looks like Jason Momoa. Now, if I turn it to the other side, again, it looks like Jason Momoa. Now, if I turn it facing forward, I don't know, it doesn't look like Jason Momoa. I think the head sculpt looks off, and I have a feeling it's his beard that's kind of throwing his head sculpt off. I feel that the beard looks too clean looking, and it almost looked like a barber kind of took his razor or his clippers and kind of like shaped up his beard to be nice and perfect. So I don't know if you guys have taken a closer look at Jason Momoa's beard. It's very messy looking, almost looks like it's kind of dirty. but that's his look, and I think Hot Toys, couldn't replicate that. And I think the only way to replicate something like that is to go the rooted hair route, and I'm sure that Hot Toys didn't want to go that route. There are some customs out there that definitely implemented the rooted hair on the beard and on the hair, so it looks a lot closer to Jason Momoa than this head sculpt. But overall, I think this turned out pretty well. And as we move down towards his suit here, you can see that Hot Toys did a phenomenal job with his suit. I mean, this is like next level stuff, man. Look at the level of detail on his suit, the sculpt, the paintwork. Seriously, it is mind-boggling. Really impressed with this suit. And I do want to point out that some of the suit is made out of plastic and some of it is made out of like a rubberized material. What I noticed is that they put the rubberized material around the joint area so you could kind of articulate it without any problems. And certain parts like the chest or the torso area is made out of plastic, as you could hear. So, but man, seriously blown away. And as we move down towards his legs here, like I mentioned before, certain parts of the suit is made out of plastic. So this part is made out of plastic, as you can hear, and this part is kind of made out of like rubberized material, so you could articulate the hip area without any problems. So pretty cool. And last but not least, here are the boots. As you can see how nice and shiny they are. And look at the level of detail on the boots, guys. Seriously, I've never seen anything like this on the Hot Toys figure. I mean, it is just truly, truly amazing what Hot Toys can do. But overall, guys, I am really, really happy. So let's move on to the articulation, and unfortunately, Aquaman does not have good articulation, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to start off with the neck joint here. As you can see, because of his hair sculpt, you cannot articulate his neck at all. For the shoulder joints, you could actually articulate it pretty well. You just got to move this shoulder armor out of the way, just like so, and you can bring his arm all the way up and all the way out with no restriction. Moving on to the elbow articulation, you can see that you could bend his elbow just about 90 degrees. As we check out his torso articulation, unfortunately, he doesn't have any. They kind of moved it up towards his chest area. And the reason why they did that is because they probably didn't want to have any noticeable seams around his waist area. So as we check out his chest articulation, you can see that you could turn his chest from side to side. You could bring it up, you could bring it down. And as we move down towards his hip joints, unfortunately, he doesn't have much articulation just because he's got this really like thin material that's around his groin area. So any excessive force or articulating might end up tearing the material. So you got to be very careful when you are articulating this hip joint here. You can bring his hip joints just about 20 to 30 degrees. And you can bring it out just about maybe 15 to 20 degrees. You can bend his knee just about 90 degrees. And you can bring his ankle forward and back and turn it from side to side here. So pretty good articulation around the ankle joints. So here are my final thoughts for Aquaman. This is a really nice figure, and I feel that a lot of people are going to pass up on him because of the popularity of the Marvel movies right now and the lack of direction for the DCEU movies. In my opinion, this is probably the best looking costume design for Aquaman. I mean, look at it. It looks so badass. I definitely like it better than the classic yellow and green suit he wore in the standalone Aquaman movie. With that being said, Hot Toys did a fantastic job of bringing that awesome design to this figure and making it as movie accurate as possible. The only problems I have with this figure is the sculpted beard and the articulation. I kind of wish that Hot Toys did a better job with the beard by shaping it not too perfect. I kind of wish that They kind of made it look more messy and dirty looking because, you know, that's Jason Momoa's look. And, you know, Hot Toys kind of went the other way with that and made his beard look clean and perfect. Another personal gripe of mine is the articulation. Unfortunately, articulation is kind of lacking, and you will probably have to leave him in that museum pose 90% of the time. But besides that, guys, this is a beautiful figure, and I highly recommend this to anyone who is an Aquaman fan or a DC fan looking to complete that Justice League line. Hopefully, Hot Toys will release Cyborg one day. Hopefully, one day. Alright guys, so that wraps it up. Thank you guys for checking out my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember to do what you love and love what you collect. Take care guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.